As 2025 methods, a lot of individuals will start the year thinking that it will be different, particularly in terms of their financial situation. Here's the reality, though. By itself, the new year has little to offer. It sounds startling, doesn't it? Your life isn't altered by the calendar. It's what you do. Success and progress are not always guaranteed at the beginning of a new year. Real transformation comes from the deliberate actions you take, the audacious choices you make, and your persistent work. An ancient proverb states that beggars would ride if wishes were horses. You won't go far if you only hope for change. Focus on proactive decisions and purpose-driven activities to get the most out of the upcoming year. You won't be able to take advantage of 2025's chances until then. Are you able to answer this question? What is the average time it takes to get wealthy? Tell us how long you think it might take in the comment section. It doesn't have to take a long time, in my opinion. You may avoid 10, 20, or even 30 years of trial and error when learning about money by heeding the insightful advice in this video. Let me now pose this question. Why do some individuals achieve financial success while others, in spite of their intense desire, never do? The solution is straightforward. It all boils down to how each of us views money. Our subconscious has a strong hold on our financial views. Wealth accumulation will be difficult even for highly qualified professionals if their attitude toward money is not in line with success. They could actually lose everything they've acquired. Does this imply that my thinking alone will condemn me to poverty, you ask? No, is the response. To succeed financially, you have the ability to alter your behavior as well as your mentality. Do you find this topic interesting? If so, leave a comment below saying, "I'll be my family's first billionaire." I'll give you a heart when I notice your remark, and if you want to support the channel, please like and subscribe. It really benefits the channel and takes less than a second. You're going to receive a ton of motivational content from us, packed with advice on how to have a more prosperous and satisfying life. Now listen carefully. This material is really useful. As I said, attitude is crucial. No amount of information, skills, or effort will have a lasting impact if your subconscious financial beliefs are not set up for success. Our financial viewpoint is frequently shaped by our early experiences, which can result in negative attitudes and behaviors. In order to overcome this, we need to swap out our negative beliefs for ones that will help us succeed financially. The first step in creating a solid foundation for prosperity is altering your perspective. Now, enter this in the comment section. Changing my mindset is the first step in building a strong foundation for prosperity. I'll give you a heart when I see your remark, since I know you're wise. After your comment, let's go on. Wealthy folks tend to think similarly. They have a very different perspective than people who have financial difficulties. Our thoughts impact our behavior, and our behavior dictates our outcomes. We may also succeed financially if we take the attitude of successful people and transform it into intentional actions. A person's riches is unlikely to persist if they make a lot of money but are not internally ready for it. Many people lack the innate ability to deal with the difficulties that come with success or to make, manage, and maintain significant sums of money. They don't get rich because of this, among other things. There is more to true wealth than the amount in a bank account. It is found in the prosperity mindset that has been developed throughout time. Lottery winners are one illustration of this. Regardless of the magnitude of the reward, research repeatedly demonstrates that the majority of winners return to their pre-award financial situation. This occurs as a result of their inability to handle substantial quantities of money. They begin to spend carelessly and, after a few years, find themselves back where they were. Unbelievably, many of them wind up worse off, with a mountain of debt. Conversely, those who earn their riches on their own typically act differently. They frequently rapidly restore their riches if they lose it. This is because even if they could lose the money, they still have the wealth attitude, which is the most crucial component of success. Always keep in mind that the environment is a reflection of your inner world, regardless of your outcomes, whether they are favorable or bad, abundant or few. Something is wrong in your internal life if things are not going smoothly in your outward life. The secret to improving both your financial situation and your general quality of life is to change the way you think about money. In what way is the money model established? It is made up of the knowledge or instruction that a person has previously acquired, often when they were young. What are the main origins of this conditioning or programming? Parents, siblings, teachers, religious leaders, the media, and culture are on the list for the majority of us. The list is long, but these are the primary ones. Building a money model that is geared toward success and long-term prosperity begins with acknowledging these sources and deliberately changing our thinking. Children do not know how to manage money from birth. Over time, they come to understand this. We are trained to behave in particular ways with regard to money from an early age, and unless we take action to alter these thought patterns, these lessons become automatic habits that direct us throughout our lives. To create a successful financial future, it is imperative to consciously manage these trends. More than anything else, our financial future is shaped by the money model that each of us harbors in our subconscious. This paradigm is similar to mental programming, which is a collection of ideas that are kept in the subconscious and affect how we handle money. The secret to changing our economics and creating a strong basis for success is identifying and changing this programming. How we construct our financial reality is determined by a fundamental principle. The following is what we refer to as the manifestation process. Feelings follow thoughts, which in turn lead to acts, which in turn lead to outcomes. However, where do ideas originate? Our mental information files, which are mostly connected to our financial beliefs, are the source of our thoughts. Our current financial behavior is influenced by whether our parents were frugal or extravagant. The first step in ending unfavorable financial cycles is becoming aware of these familial habits. You must pay attention to this, since it is true. Money-related problems might cause traumas that eventually impair our financial performance by forming unfavorable subconscious beliefs. Unlocking the financial potential for transformation requires rewriting these events from a positive standpoint. Changing one's perspective on money is essential. Our financial reality is a garden where every idea is a seed. Select seeds that will yield success and develop an optimistic outlook to nurture these seeds for sound financial development. While people with a poverty mindset frequently evade responsibility and place the blame on others because they believe that things are beyond their control, wealthy people feel that they have control over their life. Complaining is just as bad. Unconscious training must be broken in order to achieve true financial independence. Our mental habits and ideas have the power to either push us away from money or toward success and pleasure. Because negativity just draws more negativity, it is crucial that we choose our ideas and beliefs carefully. When we choose to be the masters of our own destiny, change starts. By thinking positively and affirming, I build my own financial success. Now enter this in the comment section. I make my own money. I'll know you're smart when I see your comment. After your comment, let's go on. The secret to opening the doors to riches is authenticity and accountability. While those with a poverty mindset play the financial game only to avoid losing, wealthy people enter it with the intention of winning. People who have a poverty mindset frequently think that having enough money to pay their bills is the only indicator of financial stability. The law of purpose is in line with this. If your primary objective is to cover your expenditures, you will not do anything more. You are unlikely to become genuinely wealthy if your goal is to attain a certain degree of comfort. However, you will probably have a very comfortable life if your objective is to accumulate riches. As they say, you'll at least make it to the moon if you aim for the stars. Although they sometimes have contradictory views about money, people with a poverty mindset aspire to be wealthy. They will respond yes if you ask them if they want to be wealthy, Yet many of them have unfavorable underlying ideas. They could believe that wealth is a bad thing. They may argue, for instance, that having more money would make my life more enjoyable, but they may also believe that it would result in a decline in my standard of living. They are unable to fully pursue money because of these conflicting ideas. You attract what you instinctively want, not what you consciously say you want according to the law of attraction. If you're not achieving the money you say you want, it's likely because you don't really want it or you're not prepared to put in the work to get it. Commitment and the eradication of all other options are necessary for wealth. People who are wealthy have a broad perspective, but those who are poor have a restricted one. Worth is the important word, and knowing the 4 elements that affect your market worth is essential. Quantity, quality, demand, and supply. For most individuals, quantity is the most difficult aspect to deal with. Taking into account the number of individuals you reach or service is another way to put this. Though our lives are about more than ourselves, some teachers would rather give in-depth lessons to a select group of students. An entrepreneur is someone who makes money by finding solutions to other people's issues. Would you rather solve issues for a larger group of individuals or a smaller one? If you answered more, you should start thinking more widely and choose to serve hundreds or perhaps millions of individuals. The result of this is simple. The more people you help, the more prosperous you'll be in the end. One essential concept is lost thinking. While the impoverished concentrate on danger, the rich concentrate on compensation. This is more about a person's regular way of viewing the world than it is about positive thinking. Many people who have a negative outlook make decisions based on fear. Their thoughts are always searching for problems or potential problems in any given circumstance. What if it doesn't work out? Is a common default in their mental training. Or more often, this won't be successful. Conversely, those who have a success attitude are more inclined to take chances. If something goes wrong, they think they can get their losses back. On the other hand, those with a negative outlook anticipate failure. They lack self-confidence and think that failure would have disastrous consequences. They tend to be risk-averse since they perceive most hurdles. However, there is no return without risk. Waiting weeks, months, or even years to make a decision is not necessary to be willing to take risks. Frequently, the opportunity has vanished by the time they make a decision. Wealthy individuals are also aware that it is difficult to know everything in advance. They act, correct themselves, and prepare as best they can in the least amount of time. People with a negative attitude who don't believe in themselves or their skills think they must know everything in advance, which is nearly impossible. They do nothing in the interim. Many people who have a poor attitude also have a basic but erroneous opinion about the wealthy, as though they believe that the wealthy are to blame for their challenging circumstances. If you've heard throughout your life that wealthy people are dishonest, undeserving, or vile, you've probably come to believe this, which may be the reason you don't have any money. In actuality, 98 out of 100 wealthy individuals are honest, which is the exact reason they are wealthy. Others give them financial faith, allowing them to launch ambitious projects. If a lot of people have faith in someone, then that person must be reliable. Please click the like button if you found the content to be enjoyable thus far. Additionally, if you're new here, please help us reach 100,000 subscribers by subscribing to the channel. We're headed there. Can I rely on your assistance? I subscribed. Please remark if you have already done so. I appreciate you doing it. After your comment, let's go on. Everyone wants to wealth, money, and prosperity, but relatively few people really attain these goals. Let's then discuss how you relate to money. Does it sound good? I want you to be honest, okay? I'll start by asking you a question. Have you ever questioned why some people are able to accumulate wealth while others face annual challenges due to debt and expenses? Have you got any observations? Why does education fail to teach us about money while teaching us things we will never use in life? What causes it to be that way? You may already be wealthy now if you had learned about money in school. but I will teach you if you weren't taught in school. Make careful to watch this video through to the finish, since it contains information about money that you have never learned in your life. Prepare yourself for a voyage of discovery as we uncover hidden facts about the true nature of money that go far beyond investing and saving. Let's explore entrepreneurship, personal finance, and a lot more. Are you prepared to alter your perspective on money? First, let's do something easy. Money, is it good or bad? It's common knowledge that money is evil. Your views about money need to be reconsidered. You may believe, I don't want to be dishonest or a cheat, so I'll stay poor, because wealthy people are frequently represented in movies as dishonest cheaters. But money is neither good nor harmful in and of itself. It's those who handle money well or poorly. Simply put, money increases their alternatives. I can spend money on illegal activities, but I can also use it to aid the impoverished and purchase food for the homeless. In this way, money serves as a tool and a facilitator in our lives, but how we utilize it is up to us. Have you heard the adage that the wealthy do not get to heaven? I've personally heard that a lot. So you could think, I want to be poor if the affluent don't get to paradise. However, because the majority of wealthy individuals are honest and industrious, we need to reconsider this notion. Many people trust them because of this. They are reliable. Would you entrust your company to dishonest individuals? Not at all. Why, therefore, do you suppose others would? Rich people are trusted because they are reliable. Of course, some wealthy individuals are dishonest and make their money illegally, but I want you to know that most people aren't like that. When a dishonest wealthy person is exposed by the media, it creates the false impression that all wealthy people are dishonest. Now, enter this in the comment section. I'll be a wealthy, honest person. I'll give you a heart when I see your remark, since I know you're wise. After your comment, let's go on. Both honest and dishonest affluent individuals and honest and dishonest poor people have been in my life. Now, reconsider this circumstance. You will never turn into something you hate. You're probably never going to be wealthy if you hate them. How about altering that viewpoint? Whether the wealthy may enter paradise is another often questioned subject. Let me explain. Everything was created by the Creator. He is the owner of all the money in the world. The gold and silver belong to me, according to God Himself. I'll ask you this now. How can a God who controls everything desire that His children suffer? The God of the Bible is a God of plenty, overflowing in grace, love, and mercy. Therefore, we need to change the way we think. He wants His kids to do well in life too. God wants you to be extremely wealthy, because genuine prosperity makes it possible for the gospel of our Lord Jesus Christ to be preached all throughout the world. Verse 17 of Zechariah 1 contains this information. Through prosperity shall my kingdom be spread abroad. It is essential to grasp a fundamental concept. Money should reside in your bank account or your pocket, but it must never occupy a place in your heart. Please proceed to the comment section and express this sentiment. My finances ought to be in my pocket or my bank account, but never in my heart. Upon seeing your comment, I will recognize your wisdom and respond with appreciation. Now that you have shared your thoughts, let us move forward. When utilized for positive purposes, money can enhance your spiritual journey. It enables you to generously assist those in need. However, some individuals are so self-centered that they only seek provisions for themselves. Allow me to pose a question. If you are called upon to provide for a homeless individual, what will your response be? You have only prayed for your own needs. If you are prompted to offer financial support to a missionary in a distant land, how will you react? Your focus remains solely on yourself. Is that truly your character? No, you are not selfish. You hold a flawed view of money that requires adjustment. When you pray, seek God's abundant blessings for your financial situation so you can thrive and help others. We've already addressed two significant misconceptions: the belief that all wealthy individuals are dishonest and the notion that the rich cannot attain heaven. Should we proceed? If you comprehend, please comment "I understand." Now let's explore an essential principle regarding money. Money demands respect. It can be a fantastic servant, but a dreadful master. You need to take charge of it, or it will take charge of you. Be intentional about managing all financial inflows and outflows in your life. Have a clear understanding of your fixed monthly expenses and strive to cut down on any unnecessary expenditures. Now let's discuss credit cards, which can lead to the downfall of many households. Many individuals incorrectly view their credit card limit as an extension of their income. This is a misconception. If you reach your credit card limit and your spending surpasses your monthly earnings, you are putting your financial stability at risk, and the repercussions can be significant. Before making a purchase with your credit card, take a moment to consider whether the item is truly necessary. More often than not, you'll find that the answer is no. A large portion of credit card debt arises not from essential purchases like groceries, but from impulsive buys such as the latest phone, a new television, or trendy clothing, items that are not vital. Some people have a tendency to spend excessively and engage in reckless financial behavior. This pattern needs to be addressed if you aspire to build wealth. However, if you are satisfied with remaining in a state of financial struggle, then no changes are required. That's the most surefire way to go bankrupt. The phrase "credit card is a quick fix" is used in the United States. Something that makes life simpler in the present, such as a buddy providing you a ride when your car breaks down, is referred to as a fast fix. The favor that the credit card does for you now will come back to haunt you later, so watch out, pals. I'll outline the 4 stages of our financial lives so you can see where you are. The worst level is number 1, when you spend more than you make. Getting $2,000, yet spending $2,500 is one scenario. People in this circumstance frequently have trouble sleeping at night. It breaks families and is awful. I've witnessed several relationships fail due to never-ending conflicts over money, not a lack of love. It's time to start paying attention to your money. Spending all of your earnings is the second stage. After receiving their income and paying off all of their bills, a person is left with nothing, not even enough money for ice cream. They are able to settle their payments, but they have no extra money. Since this individual is no longer alive, this financial model needs to be updated as soon as possible. They're just getting by. Do you concur? The third level is marginally superior. The individual gets paid, settles all of their bills for the month, and even saves a little cash. Nevertheless, they are uncertain about how to utilize the excess funds. Consequently, they either squander the surplus on unnecessary items or leave it in a savings account, where it diminishes in value daily due to inflation. The fourth level of financial management is the one I suggest to everyone. In this stage, an individual receives their paycheck, settles all their bills, saves a portion of their income, and uses the leftover amount as a means to grow their wealth. For instance, several years ago, prior to achieving millionaire status, I invested the surplus from my salary into purchasing products for resale. I would acquire items for $50 and sell them for $100, which enabled me to increase my money through entrepreneurial ventures. To manage your finances at level 4, you must understand how to invest. If you are not an entrepreneur, make sure you have money left over first, and then increase it. Invest your excess money on assets that have room to expand. For instance, invest in real estate funds or purchase equities that have the potential to appreciate in value. These assets have fluctuating incomes. They carry greater dangers in addition to greater returns. Invest in government bonds or other securities if you want something less hazardous. A little profit is preferable to none at all. For advice on how to make prudent financial decisions, check out our YouTube channel. We have some fantastic videos designed to enhance your perspective on finances. Your investments must satisfy 3 essential criteria. They should be secure, yield a profit, and be liquid. Let's delve into the concept of money. There are 5 distinct levels of money. which differ from the financial levels we previously covered. The initial level of money is earning. This is essential. You need to discover a method to generate income. The first level of money is income generation. Next comes investing. After you begin earning, allocate a portion of your income towards investments. Investing will enable your money to increase over time. Even if you start with a modest amount, it's important to take the first step. For instance, if you obtain $100, consider investing $10. If you come into $200, consider investing $20 from that amount and continue accordingly. Additionally, make it a habit to save. When you're about to make a purchase, reflect on whether it's truly necessary. Usually, you'll discover that it isn't. By steering clear of impulse buys, you can accumulate savings. That said, I'm not advocating for being overly frugal or denying yourself the pleasures you cherish. That's not my message. At times, you might crave a pizza, so treat yourself. You've earned it. However, if you're contemplating the purchase of another pair of shoes when you already own 120 pairs, it's wise to hold onto your money, since it would be an excessive expenditure. After all, you're not a caterpillar. You possess only 2 feet. The fourth tier of financial management involves allocating a portion of your earnings, similar to personal tithing. The money you set aside will serve as a magnet, attracting additional wealth, as money naturally pulls in more money. For instance, when you turn on the faucet in your home, water flows downward and eventually reaches the river. The river then flows into the ocean. Therefore, water seeks out other water. In the same way, animosity attracts those who harbor hate, affection draws in those who love, and wealth is attracted to those who already possess it. If you've been curious as to why the wealthy continue to accumulate more wealth, here lies the answer. Now head to the comments and type this. Wealth is attracted to those who already have it. I'll give you a heart when I see your remark, since I know you're wise. After your comment, let's go on. You are indicating that you have money when you engage in personal tithing, and more money will come into your life as a result. To draw in more riches, this money should be kept in an account. You may believe that I make very little money, and that I will have nothing left over after saving. However, 10% of your income is still a little sum, and you can manage it. People all throughout the world manage to live well on considerably less than you do. Spending is the 6th stage of money management. Here, you pay your debts and buy the things you like. It is important to recognize that money functions on 5 distinct levels. Many individuals do not allow their finances to circulate through all 5. For a significant number, money only transitions between the initial and final levels, earning and spending. Relying solely on this pattern will likely hinder your financial growth. Let's examine the concept of receiving money. How do you obtain your income? Is it through a salary or profit? It's worth noting that while most people receive a salary, profit is generally more advantageous than a salary. By agreeing to work for someone in exchange for a salary, you may be capping your earning potential. A salary compensates you for the hours you work, and since your available hours are finite, your earning opportunities cease when your workday concludes. It is more advantageous to focus on generating profit rather than merely earning a salary. For instance, when you sell a product, you receive a profit. The potential for products is limitless, unlike the finite nature of your time. Many individuals claim they dislike selling, but the reality is that everyone engages in some form of selling. If you are an employee, you are essentially selling your time. When someone is willing to compensate you for your time, it is because they are deriving significantly greater value from your contributions. Now, consider the possibilities if you redirected that time towards your own ventures. Embrace the art of sales, as it represents one of the most rewarding fields in the business world. Refrain from trading your time, as it is the most limited resource available to us. Once it is spent, it cannot be reclaimed. Yet, countless individuals dedicate their lives to jobs that provide only modest salaries. To develop someone else's dream, they stop working on their own. You should thus concentrate on making something that is uniquely yours. Someone else will employ you to help them realize their ambitions if you don't put in the effort to reach yours. They will pay you and keep all the profits in exchange. You must become an expert at giving and receiving if you want to draw prosperity into your life. Some individuals are horrible receivers, but great givers. They're too arrogant to take anything from anybody. Some people are horrible givers, but excellent receivers. They are substandard and self-centered. Achieving equilibrium between giving and receiving is crucial. It resembles a wheel. A half wheel is immobile. To ensure the wheel of wealth spins effectively in your life, it must be whole. Embrace the act of giving, as it enhances your blessings. Consider a gardener who trims trees to foster greater blooms and fruit production. This concept is equally relevant in life. By giving, you open avenues for growth and prosperity. At times, it may be essential to trim the financial tree to yield a richer harvest. Giving manifests in two ways. When you assist those in need, you are demonstrating charity. Conversely, purchasing a gift for a friend who can easily afford it reflects generosity. It is intriguing to engage in the practice of giving to both those in need and those who are not. Focusing solely on helping those in need may inadvertently condition your mind to believe that one must be in a state of need to receive. Conversely, by extending your generosity to those who do not require assistance, you are reinforcing the idea within your subconscious that you can receive even when you are not in need. This approach allows you to master the art of giving while also learning to embrace the concept of receiving. If you've enjoyed our content and would like to contribute, consider buying us a coffee. Simply go to the description of this video and click on the Buy Me a Coffee link to make a donation. Your contribution helps us produce more videos. Let's move on. When someone extends an offer to you, it is important to accept it graciously. Acts of kindness trigger the release of dopamine in the giver's brain, contributing to their happiness. By declining their offer, you may unintentionally diminish their joy. To facilitate a smooth flow of wealth in your life, enhance the momentum of prosperity by becoming proficient in both giving and receiving. The world is in a state of constant change. What is your current area of work? In the past, agriculture was the primary occupation, as it was the most accessible option. During that era, landowners and those with numerous laborers held the power. As society progressed, the Industrial Revolution emerged, prompting a significant migration from rural areas to urban centers where machinery was prevalent. In this period, financial wealth dictated influence and authority. Now we find ourselves in the midst of the digital revolution. In 1996, Bill Gates predicted that the future would consist of two types of companies, those that operate online and those that cease to exist. Whether you accept it or not, that future is now a reality.